Strange, ancient finds have a way of capturing the public's attention, perhaps because it's all too easy to come up with interesting explanations for how and why things exist. In today's video, we wanted to highlight some of the most insane ancient finds in the history of time. Stone spheres in Costa Rica. The Diquis Delta in southern Costa Rica is dotted with massive stone spheres, some dating back to 600 AD. These monuments, known locally as Las Bolas, or the Balls, were the work of a pre-Columbrian civilization, and the majority are made of gabbro, a rock formed from molten magma. According to archaeologists who specifically study the ancient rocks, the people who carved the stones into their perfectly spherical shapes most likely used other small stones. Many non-experts believe the so-called Diquis spheres were used for astronomical purposes, while others believe that they were used to point the way to important locations. The truth is that no one can say for certain. The Chibchan people, who once inhabited Costa Rica and other parts of Central America, vanished in the grim aftermath of the Spanish conquest, and the purpose of the spheres vanished with them, according to John W. Hoops, an anthropologist at the University of Kansas, in January of 2016. The lost city of Tenea. Eleni Korka, a leading archaeologist in Greece, finally discovered the site of Tenea last fall, a city founded by the Trojans after the Trojan War and built by prisoners of war. Korka's decades-long search in the area, which began in 1984, came to an end with the discovery of the Peloponnese region located in southern Greece. Over the last year, approximately 200 coins have been discovered on the site, an extraordinary number that demonstrates Tenea's wealth, which was mentioned in ancient texts such as the Oedipus legend. Korka's archaeologists believe the city, which once housed 10,000 people, was raided by the Visigoths and then the Slavs before being abandoned abruptly. They expect to find more homes, temples, and the city marketplace, or agora, as the excavations continue. A terracotta army. The Terracotta Army is an enthralling collection of terracotta sculptures depicting China's first emperor Qin Shi Huang's armies. It is an example of funerary art created with the symbolic intent of protecting the emperor in his afterlife. The army, which dates back to the 3rd century BC, consists of approximately 8,000 soldiers, 130 chariots, and 520 horses. It reveals a great deal about how Chinese soldiers were outfitted at the time, including the clothing they wore, along with their weapons of choice. Cleopatra's tomb. Cleopatra VII was the last of the Ptolemies, a group of rulers who ruled Egypt between 305 and 30 BC. Much is known about Cleopatra's intelligence, beauty, and romantic relationships, as she had children with both Julius Caesar and Mark Antony, but one fact remains a mystery: where she was buried. Once Octavian, their former ally, defeated them at the Battle of Actium in 31 BC, both Cleopatra and Antony committed suicide. The remains were buried at a site described by Plutarch as a lofty and beautiful monument near a temple dedicated to the Egyptian goddess Isis. However, the exact location of this tomb is unknown. According to archaeologists, if the lover's tomb is ever discovered, there's a chance it'll be empty because grave robbery was common in ancient times. Buried treasure in an ancient Greek tomb. A husband and wife duo from the University of Cincinnati was digging near the ancient palace of Nestor in Pylos on Greece's southwest coast when they discovered buried treasure. This buried treasure included a cache of bronze weapons, gold and silver cups, and hundreds of precious and semi-precious amethyst, carnelian, amber, and gold beads. Aside from its incredible wealth, the tomb provides new insights into the origins of European culture and the connections between the ancient Mycenaean society on mainland Greece and the Minoans on the island of Crete. The two cultures were most likely intertwined, giving birth to what we now call Western civilization. Missing makers of the statues. Easter Island, a Chilean Polynesian island in the Pacific Ocean, has 887 massive statues according to archaeologists. The Moai statues, which date between 1250 and 1500, are an impressive tribute to the Rapa Nui people. What makes the Moai so intriguing is the feat it must have taken to transport them across the island. Rapa Nui legends recount how they used divine power to command the statues to walk. One of the biggest mysteries known to Easter Island, aside from what happened to its inhabitants, is determining the purpose of these massive stone statues. Some believe the island's people died of disease or were sold into slavery, but one thing is certain: the statues are proof of their existence. The lost city of Atlantis. If every claim is true, the lost city of Atlantis has been discovered in the Bahamas, the Greek islands, Cuba, and even Japan. The mythological island, first described by the ancient Greek historian Plato in 360 BC, was supposedly a great naval power before sinking into the sea over 10,000 years ago in a catastrophic event. Archaeologists debate the island's historical existence as well as its most likely location, if it ever existed, among the many sunken ruins discovered around the world. Even in the absence of definitive proof, Atlantis continues to captivate the popular imagination in a way that few other archaeological mysteries do. The oldest human jawbone outside of Africa. A human jawbone discovered by a Tel Aviv University team in Mislia Cave on Israel's Mount Carmel offers new evidence that humans migrated beyond Africa 50,000 years earlier or more than previous research had suggested. This specific fossil was found in 2002 by a freshman on his first archaeological dig, but the significance of its discovery was not revealed until 2018. The archaeologists dated burnt flint flakes around the cave to 250 to 160,000 years old, which is much earlier than the evidence of modern humans outside of Africa, which dates to 120,000 years ago. The jawbone looked so modern that it took us 5 years to convince people because they couldn't believe their eyes, according to Mina Weinstein-Everin, an archaeologist from the University of Haifa who worked on the project. Staffordshire Hoard. The Staffordshire Hoard is the largest Anglo-Saxon gold and silver metalwork hoard ever discovered. The hoard, which contained over 3,500 items, was discovered in 2009 by a metal detectorist buried beneath a farmer's field in Staffordshire, UK. The discovery is said to have completely changed people's perceptions of Anglo-Saxon England, which is not surprising given that the hoard accounts for more than 60% of all Anglo-Saxon items conserved. The hoard was worth more than £3 million. The Great Pyramids. Even the information archaeologists do have about Egypt's Great Pyramids is enthralling, let alone what remains to be discovered. The three-pyramid complex, with the largest Khufu dominating the site, was built nearly 5,000 years ago in what is now Cairo and is a testament to the ancient Egyptians' reverence for their pharaohs and the complexities of their belief in the afterlife. Even today, archaeologists are discovering new tunnels and shafts built within the pyramids, and they are looking for clues as to who built the great monuments, how, and why. Germany's 10-million-year-old teeth. This one is controversial, that's for sure. Archaeologists discovered two 9.7-million-year-old teeth in Eppelsheim, Germany in 2016. They weren't quite human, but they looked a lot like Lucy's teeth, a famous fossil of Australopithecus afarensis, an early ancestor of Homo sapiens. These teeth were 4 million years older than Lucy, the oldest hominin species, the subfamily that includes humans, extinct humans, and their immediate ancestors. However, National Geographic was quick to caution against sensationalizing the discovery by describing it as proof that humanity originated in Europe rather than Africa. According to Newsweek, the fossils could rewrite human history. The teeth could be from an extinct hominid primate only distantly related to humans, or they could be from a completely different species, possibly even a ruminant animal. This fascinating discovery will undoubtedly necessitate additional research. Mummified dinosaur. One day in 2011, a worker digging at a Canadian mine discovered an almost perfectly preserved 110-million-year-old nodosaur specimen. Paleontologists are accustomed to discovering fossilized dinosaur bones and teeth, but it is much less common for skin and other soft tissue to survive for millions of years. The bones aren't even visible here because the flesh, heavy body armor, and scaly skin haven't worn away. The incredible find, which weighed over 2,500 pounds and measured 18 feet long, was unveiled in 2017 at the Royal Tyrrell Museum of Paleontology in Alberta, Canada, after 7,000 hours of painstaking work by a fossil preparator. Surprisingly, skin analysis revealed shading, indicating that the plant-eating nodosaur, despite its small size, used camouflage to avoid predators. It will go down in science history as one of the most beautiful and best-preserved dinosaur specimens, said the museum's Caleb Brown in a statement, calling the nodosaur the Mona Lisa of dinosaurs. The Dead Sea Scrolls. The Dead Sea Scrolls consist of a detailed collection of 800 manuscripts discovered in 11 caves just 2 kilometers inland from the Dead Sea, near Khirbet Qumran, an ancient West Bank settlement. The texts are among the earliest known Hebrew biblical documents, dating from 700 years before Jesus Christ's birth. They've given biblical translators incredible insight, shedding light on what the Bible was like 2,000 years ago and how it was put together by various individuals over many years. And there you have it, everything you need to know about the most insane ancient finds in the history of time. Thanks for watching.